What's up guys, this is Sean and welcome to another episode of the iherng podcast, and today we will answer questions from Adam or Adam. Hi, my name is Adam Hans, a fresh graduate degree from University of Sunderland. Ooh. I'm currently seeking a job and real estate starts to impress me for my future investment. That's cool, okay? I'm still preparing myself in the knowledge of investing via reading books, website, watching my video, thank you, and the internet. Most of it explains the process of S&P, how to get a loan until you get the key, but no one actually tells you the end, and which is to sell after a certain number of years, and what's the process like. For example, let's say Ali bought a house which is an apartment with good cash flow, sub-sale, and takes a 35 years bank loan. First house, after 10 years he decides to sell and he has capital appreciation. How the profit comes into your bank and what happens to the amount of years from the loan. So what happens after we get the key until we sell? Is it the buyer will continue and etc. I hope you can make a video for an example. Okay, thank you Adam for sending me the question. And I will continue just for the example that you pointed out, Ali, right? So Ali bought a sub-sale house, an apartment with good rental returns. Okay, so after 10 years he decides to sell. So what's going to happen? So when Adam buys the house, sub-sale, you need to cough out 10% down payment. So you cough out 10% down payment for this example. Let's say that the apartment is 500,000. 500,000 apartment, you need to put in 50,000. So you will take a loan of 450,000 from a bank, right? So because you drag 35 years, your loan amount is going to be around 2001, 2002 depending on the interest rates. So let's say you rent out for 2005. Okay, let's say for ease of calculation, I also don't even know where is this apartment. Okay, so he holds it for 10 years. It means that every month the installment, right, is actually paid fully by the tenant. So you have like 300 ringgit extra just to pay the cukai tanah, cukai pintu, and the maintenance fee, as well as your IWK, your indoor water fees. So 10 years later, let's say the property price now is 600,000. Okay, it increased like 25%, which is awesome already. So 600,000 now, but the amount outstanding from the loan, let's say because you borrowed 450 from the bank, right? So maybe now left only 400,000. So the new buyer will then apply from another bank, from his bank, an amount of 600,000. Okay, so he will also put in 10% down payment. So he will take around 540,000. Okay, so with that 60,000 plus 540,000, which is 600,000, so it will all transfer to Ali, right? So Ali, he will get 600,000, but he still owes the bank 400,000. So with the 600,000 he gets, right, the lawyer, which is doing all this transfer or paperwork, right, he will use the 400,000 to pay up whatever that is owed to the bank. So the extra 200,000, how? The extra 200,000 will then be for Ali. So indirectly, Ali made 200,000 in the amount of 10 years, which is a solid investment. Then with this new owner, the owner will service the loan at 540,000, which he loaned from the bank. So 540,000 loan is around 2,007 for 30 years, depending on the interest rate again. So his monthly installment is 2,007, and the contract is between him, the new owner, with his bank. So it has nothing to do with Ali really. So Ali will need to pay a tax of RBGT, right? Depending, because after 10 years you still need to pay 5% tax. From the 200,000 that he made, right, he can minus off the renovation fee, the lawyer fee, the agent fee. Maybe you make really around 160,000. So for 160,000 you will be charged a 5% tax, which is around 8,000. So that's the amount that you need to pay the LHD, and that's about it. So Ali made a solid 150 something thousand over the amount of 10 years. So that's how Ali makes money, and this is a very conservative number of 500,000 going up to 600,000 in 10 years time. I really think this is a very awesome question, right? Because from now on only you will know the difference between buying a house and buying a car. Let's say you buy a car today, right? Let's say it's a 100,000 car, right? It may be whatever brand. So the interest rate is around 3% per annum. Okay, so you take like let's say all of youngsters now all take 9 years, you drag the longest. Because there's a difference between housing loan and car loan, which is a hire purchase kind of loan. They just call it hire purchase, like meaning you buy car one. So the 3% interest rate, it means that 100,000 loan per year of interest rate is actually 3%. So if you drag 9 years, right, it's 9 times 3, which is 27% interest. So the total car that you buy for 100,000, right, the actual amount that you're paying is 127,000 for the car. So this 127,000 will be divided into the amount of payment terms that you opt for, which is 9 times 12, which is 108 months. So that's the amount that you need to pay. So what happens in year 3, for example? I don't have a calculator here, everything is in my head right now. So let's say you buy the car at 127,000 with 9 years loan already, right? 3 years later, maybe you still owe the bank 100,000, and let's say 3 years later you still owe the bank 100,000, but the value of your car is only 50,000, right? Maybe a new model came out right after you buy. So 100,000 now, you want to change car suddenly 3 years later. Okay, you want to sell this car. Second-hand value only 50,000. If you really decide to sell the car, 100,000 you push to the bank, right? Hey bank, I want to sell this car already. Then you go push your car to the second-hand dealer. They give you, okay lah, max 60,000 lah, don't 50,000. So with the 60,000, right, I get from the second-hand car dealer, I will need to pay the bank. But I still owe the bank extra 40,000 for the car, because I took a loan of 127,000. So that's why like a lot of people don't understand, right? Like they buy luxury cars, you buy already at year 1, year 2, year 3, you want to sell, right? The second-hand car value, right, is sometimes lower than the amount that you owe to the bank. And like properties is almost, I would say almost quite confidently guaranteed that at least you can sell back at the price that you buy. This applies for sub-sale, not for new projects with all the inflated price, with all the discounts and stuff like that. So for a sub-sale house, let's say 450,000, you buy 10 years later, you sell 450,000, sure got one. But a car, almost impossible. That's the difference between buying a car and buying a house. Buying a car, unless you can really afford it, the price actually depreciates quite a lot. So I think that's all for this episode. Adam, thank you very much, and I hope that this question actually kind of paints a clearer picture for you. And for any other audience who wants to ask me anything, right, you can just reach me out at my social media accounts, iherng at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, anywhere. It's iherng, or you can just send me via my email down below the link. And I will see you guys next time. If you really like this episode, like it, share it, and even subscribe for more information like this. Until next time, this is Sean Tan. Ciao.